Anyone who's played Diablo 3 knows of the much-fabled Echoing Fury mace that sold for an ungodly amount of money. It was a weapon of devastating proportions. The near-perfect item was capable of performing huge critical hit damage on an enemy. One lucky player just happened to scoop up the weapon and decided to sell it for $250. It was passed along from user to user for a brief time before someone finally realized what they owned and then jacked the price up to an in-game tally of 40 billion gold, which translates into 14,000 US dollars. The weapon, which was an extreme rarity in the game, was snatched up at that price by a user named Hyven, and the seller made an easy buck, much to the disdain of the individual who first sold the weapon, for a measly $250. Age of Wulin was the most anticipated game in China in 2013. The free-to-play game revolved around the lore of medieval China and martial arts masters. Before its release, the company that created the game held an auction for players to bid on and purchase in-game weapons and armor. Prospective bidders jumped at the chance to grab exclusive items that would give them a head start over other players. Among those weapons was a sword purchased by a gamer for $16,000. The sword, which was the only one created for the game, was said to have incredible power, allowing the player to maneuver throughout the game with ease. Since many had already played a beta test version of the game's developer was confident that their auction would produce big money results, though they probably never imagined to make $16,000 off of a sword that doesn't really exist. In 2004, a man named David Story made a very smart investment when he purchased virtual property on the game Entropia Universe. The real estate known as Treasure Island was auctioned off at $26,500. The sale of Treasure Island sent shockwaves around the gaming community because it was the first of its kind. The fictional island located on the game planet of Calypso featured beachfront property and locale next to a volcano. It also included a castle and promised massive in-game revenue potential. Despite the hefty initial investment, David made all of his money back the first year by taxing visitors for mining and hunting around his in-game property. He gets a percentage of any loot found on his estate from the hundreds of people who visit each day. For the last 12 years, he's earned a profit of about $36,000 annually. At one point, he was racking in $300 a day from taxes and estate sales. In 2013, a Dota 2 player sold an extremely rare animal sidekick courier for $38,000. The buyer quickly snagged an ethereal flame pink war dog because of its rarity and for bragging rights. Couriers travel alongside the player, collecting items to transport back to the team and vice versa. They have other special features, but that's pretty much the extent of their use. According to the buyer, the war dog is the most sought-after courier type. Ethereal flame is the most sought-after effect, and the shade of pink is very sought after. This combination makes it extremely rare and one of a kind. The pink glow effect comes from the earliest version of the game and cannot be duplicated today. This pink pal is only one of 4 ever to be owned in this hugely popular online game. Kevin Alderman, the founder and CEO of a United States-based virtual real estate company called Arrows, created a fictional version of Amsterdam in the game's Second Life. After painstakingly constructing the city and opening it up to the general public, he sold it for a whopping $50,000. The virtual version of the Netherlands' famous city features marketplace shopping and prostitutes. After Alderman spent days meticulously recreating every aspect he could incorporate from the true-life red light district, Alderman and Associates built Amsterdam using high-resolution photos of the actual city, a technique that wasn't used before then. A majority of the shops in the city sell virtual sexual merchandise. There are also avatars posing as streetwalkers that openly solicit cybersex for pay to incoming visitors. Alderman sold the fictional town on eBay, the first virtual property sale on the website, and was purchased by 3Dutch.com, a division of Netherlands-based media company Boom BV. Considered a legendary item in Entropia universe, the green Aatrox Queen egg was purchased from John Never Die Jacobs in 2010 for $70,000. The egg's first appearance in the game came in 2006 with a disclaimer that it would eventually hatch something unseen by the game so far and would be entirely one of a kind. The egg was purchased by David Story, the same man who purchased Treasure Island years earlier, and it eventually hatched Phefox, a large blue dinosaur with immense power that planned to spread more of its kind all across the universe. Players then sought the challenge of infiltrating Phefox nests and analyzing residue to create a toxin to defeat the monster. In 2013, the Entropia universe sold yet another massive deal, this time to a group of investors, led by a player called Modified ACOS Power. The band of associates pulled their money together and bought the moon. The newly discovered celestial body, known as Monria, was bought for a hefty $150,000. The creators of the game, Mindark, optioned a partnership with the ACOS Troop. Whatever profits come from player interactivity on the planet, Mindark would split with the new owners. They would work together to model and shape Monria to whatever development they deemed appropriate. The Moon Estate includes a lunar command center, 2 lunar habitats, and 8 subsurface caverns filled with unique creatures and rare resources. ACOS was given the opportunity to remold the celestial object in whatever fashion he desired, as long as it was granted by the creators at Mindark. The Crystal Palace Space Station is a fully functional, meticulously crafted bit of virtual engineering that was purchased by user Buzz Eric Lightyear. He paid a total of 3.3 million Project Entropia dollars for the spacecraft. That translates to 330,000 real-world dollars. The station, which orbits the game's infamous planet Calypso, was long sought after and grants the opportunity to open businesses from a piece of real estate that makes other players downright envious. The purchase may be strategic, as the owner stands to make money off the shop transactions. The virtual space station even has biodomes housing rare creatures that players love to hunt. The locale functions as a hotspot of activity, but even with its whopping price tag, it is still not the most expensive thing sold from the Entropia universe. There are some very savvy investors on Entropia. The same individual who purchased the green Aatrox Queen egg, John Never Die Jacobs, also went to impressive and obsessive lengths to capture a highly sought-after orbiting asteroid. In 2005, Jacobs mortgaged his real-life home for a little over $100,000 in order to purchase a virtual asteroid. After obtaining the property, lots of offers from other wealthy players started rolling in. After a few days of declining the offers, Jacobs crafted the asteroid into a space resort and titled it Club Never Die, based off his avatar name. It was equipped with a stadium, a shopping center, and biodomes, and earned him $200,000 per year from people buying its goods and services. In 2010, he sold Club Never Die for an incredible $635,000, proving it to be a tremendously well-calculated investment. No virtual purchase comes close to matching the deal struck between SEE Virtual Worlds and Mindark, which saw Planet Calypso of the Entropia universe bought for the sensational amount of $6 million. Planet Calypso operates under the umbrella of Entropia universe and has over 950,000 registered accounts since coming online in 2003. This sale broke the world record for the most expensive virtual purchase ever. The deal also included the purchase of all assets of the First Planet Company, another subset branch of Mindark. This allowed SEE to have complete control over Planet Calypso and other worlds for Entropia, including Planet Michael, a virtual planet based on the works of Michael Jackson. SEE made the massive purchase in an effort to get a foot in the door regarding the MMO landscape. Although the partnership between Mindark and SEE was ultimately scrapped, the initial sale of the planet was confirmed by Guinness Book of World Records as the largest amount paid for an intangible in-game property ever.